Peace. Sorry about that, my peoples. I was actually conducting some business on the phone real quick, man. Peace. It's a challenge in this one. And we're gonna be touching on a little bit of the mound builder history of Tennessee. And my brother AP gonna touch on a little bit of the last Mayan king, as well as we're gonna touch on some encyclopedia of the Aborigines. 15 years of innovation and inventions throughout the Americas.
15,000.
Oh yeah, I forgot 15,000 years of innovation and inventions throughout the Americas. We're gonna be touching on some of the places' names. So you guys definitely gonna find this very informative. But before I start, I definitely want to give a shout out to everybody who sent donations through. I don't know if I started, but I'm gonna start from the 26th. But I shot some of these brothers and sisters out. I'm just gonna redo them, all right? So I got A8. He sent the $100 donation. I got RB. He sent the $10 donation. I got ML. He sent the $50 donation. I got my sister Carol Brown. He sent the $100 donation. Oh man, my bad. Sorry about that, guy. WR sent the $20 donation. WM sent the $20 donation. SM sent the $10 donation. WD sent the $40 donation. And EM sent the $10 donation. All right. I'm sorry about that. I actually shot the woman. Actually, shout out. I definitely appreciate everybody as well as all the people viewing in. Just get a real quick build on this real quick while we're not doing nothing. Shout out to brother AP Power with me on the other end. AP.
Yeah, man. Blessings to everybody out there. It's always a pleasure to be on your platform, brother, and get this information. You already know. How about it?
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So just touch on a few things going on that we just was talking about. We just talking about the brother Phil from the Vibe show. And you know, it's a lot of brothers out there who making videos about this guy, as well as that motherfucker brother Sanchez. Like, and I'll just let you know, I do not really fuck with brother Sanchez like that. I think the nigga's a fucking phony, fucking hypocrite, or whatever. I know other people fuck with him. Well, that's what you do. I've been on that flat shit. I don't need to go through him to get it. But my issues is with him that every time me and him had an encounter, soon as I got off of the live stream with him, he went in and started really kicking my back in. I felt like that was disingenuous. He also went in on the brother Lex Vortex. Now, like I said, Lex Vortex can pretty much fight his own battles, but him and the brother Lex Vortex was having a decent conversation. And he got mad and went on his went on his channel and just started calling nigga faggots and the brother Lex Vortex wasn't even being disrespectful to the brother. And I seen that as a character flaw. And then he brought up the shit with this brother Phil from the Vibe show that he had a white wife or whatever. So like I said, I'm not with the interracial dating or whatever. I'm definitely not, and I have my own personal problems with this brother Phil from the Vibe show because of the fact that, he talked that back to Africa shit. Though, but I do believe that he do try to represent black people or Aborigines, whether or not he called them Aborigines or not. And we definitely need a black news station. I believe that he have pretty much provided that type of platform. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I just wanted to touch on, like I said, a lot of brothers attacking him due to the fact that he had a white wife and that he spoke against, interracial dating and shit. Like, I guess, what I'm saying? He do make himself look like a hypocrite, though. But at the end of the day, I ain't going to sit up there and be so hours on talking about no man and who he chose to love or whatever. Just like I said, the brothers stand for black people. And I was telling my man, like, look, man, I know how sometimes it could be hard with some of these sisters, and it's the same thing with us. It ain't just the sisters, it's the niggas too. Because most of the sisters be kind of cautious about dating certain brothers because the brothers then burn them as well. And it's like that invite, it go hand in hand. Because feel like that about women, and the women feel like that about the men. So you know what I'm saying? You don't know what kind of situation this brother was in. He probably was lonely, and probably the first woman that came upon him, he probably, you know what I'm saying, embraced. And sometimes it be like that, especially when you not always around your own people. So you got to take that into consideration too. That a lot of brothers don't be around just strictly around black women, and that's something that, you know, that's his problem. That ain't none of our problem. That's just something I just found interesting. I just was looking at. That was something that been trending for the last couple of days. Everybody making videos about that shit. I don't. It's basically Aborigine or anything dealing with, you know, with the country or whatever going on. But for the most part, that's our league. I just want to touch on it, man. I ain't be like, you know, you got jokers really bashing them, saying, oh, well, that's going to be. Nah, you always going to need a media platform because ain't nobody, the stuff he do, there's not too many black media platforms that's talking like that. Another damn show ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? So you got to definitely, you know, at least support the brothers who is putting that information out there, who are talking about the police shootings and some of the injustices that's going on. But, you know, one of the things I just found that was kind of ill, that I didn't like, was, you know, you have a lot of brothers that be attacking anybody who have a pro-black stance. And, you know, I feel like a lot of these niggas be coons. And a lot of the integrationists and, you know what I'm saying, brothers talking about, oh, well, you know, he talked that, oh, black power and black. Listen, bro, if you don't know the history about what was done to us in this country and you feel like you just want to ignore the history, then you are a fucking coon. And you feel like, oh, everybody got the same history as we got. They don't. Because people migrated here willfully. And then they go through some of the shit that we went through. They went through it. They signed up for it. So I don't have the same argument for anybody who come here and experience racism like we went through it. Because like Malcolm X said, Plymouth Rock landed on us. So a lot of these guys be integrationists. They be talking about, oh, well, you know, but it's just certain people over us. But you got to understand something. People in history, right? All them white people that was them lynchings and that was doing all this horrific shit to us, they all probably didn't want to be part of it, but they chose still to be part of it. Whether it was because they was trying to be with the you know what I'm saying, get fit in with the crowd, or because they was felt pressure to be involved with it, they still none of them spoke up. You have a very handful of so-called Europeans that spoke up for motherfuckers who was being lynched, for all this horrific shit that was happening. For the most part, people just fell right in line and joined them. So like I said, I don't really, when I look at when I look at a bucket of rattlesnakes, I don't sit there and say, oh, that's a pretty rattlesnake, let's take that one out. Or nah, I look at them all the same. If I stick my hand in there, I'm gonna get stung. So, you know, that's how I look at it, man. But yeah, I just wanted to just touch on it. I just felt like that was something interesting I seen, you know, considering, you know, these niggas on YouTube, man. That's why, like, a lot of these niggas on YouTube is personal trolls. They have no respect for their brothers or whatever. You put pictures out there of people, family. You know, it's just a lot of disrespectful shit that in real time you get your head taken off for a lot of this shit, man. A lot of this sucker shit that niggas do behind these keyboards, and you know what I'm saying? Man, you'll get fucked up in
Right.
real
That's
life, man.
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? In real life, you put somebody's personal pictures up there of their family, and then you run around here like you making videos and trolling people. And you know, that shit can't happen because you put yourself out there So I'm not you know what I'm saying? I'm not naive to that. But at the same fact, if it's your own brother, another black man doing it, that's it. You know, I just I take kind of offense to that because, you know, you just want to get views off the videos or whatever. And a lot of this goofy shit is just about views and people personal opinions, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, what did you hear about that, AP?
Yeah, I heard. I've been hearing about the little nonsense that's going on, and that's all it's about. It's people' personal opinion, but you know what I'm saying. But ain't nobody really dealing with the information no more, man. They just doing these tactics because, like you said, they wouldn't be doing this shit if it was back more or less face to face social conversation. If we was doing this at a park and everybody was around each other, that goofy ass shit wouldn't be going on, man, because it's just different codes of ethic when you're dealing with a person in real life, when you gotta respect a man and you gotta respect the man back. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's just the point about it. But you know, as long as we should keep it with the information, man, we gonna just keep on doing what we do, man. It's probably one of the hottest YouTube channels on the web right now when it comes to this Aborigine information. So people, you need to get your pens, your pads, your notes out. Cause it's a lot of information gonna be coming through this channel, my channel, Jag channel, Corey Mayo channel, and then, you know, the rest of the other brothers that y'all know.
Hey,
You know
build
what
on
I'm
that
saying?
for 1 minute. I got somebody at my door. Build on that real
Yeah,
quick. I'll
for
be right
sure.
back.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna build on that. But yeah, man, it's more or less about just keeping our energies right. Stay focused. There's gonna be different obstacles that come about that try to move you and distort your vibration and your energy. But the main thing is, you know, we got a lot to overcome. We ain't even scratched the surface. We ain't even came together as a working unit. So, you know, the main thing is just to keep going in on that. Cause like I told him, the brother already, you know, I want to go in on the Mayan, the last Mayan chief. I'm not going to get into the information. That's going to be a bill that we're going to go into, you know, here in the near future. But the last Mayan chief, the way they did him in the early 15, late six, I mean, the late 1500s, early 1600s, when the Jesuits came in, it was just a horrible thing, man. You know, so it's a powerful story, uplifting, and you know, it shows how these wicked people is, man, how they trick us time after time after time after time. And you know, it's you got to be fed up with. I know the ancestors did. That's why they moving through us. That's why they moving through you. You see what I'm saying? That's why you right here getting this information now. Because the ancestors don't woke up. So, you know, we just gotta keep applying pressure. Now it's time for us to put our money where our mouth is. We gotta come together as a unit and let's make global changes.
That's right. Indeed. Indeed.
Yeah, man.
Um, yeah. You want to go in a little bit on that about the last Mayan king?
Yeah, I go in just a little bit on it. The last Mayan chief, it pretty much goes like this in a nutshell. They was warned with the Jesuits from the early 1500s to the late 1500s, whooping them time after time. Well, I guess something happened. They got caught off guard. Uh, like I said, modern times, different things had changed. It went from a horse and sword to horse, sword, and gun. So these Jesuits had guns, kind of overpowered them. They was beheading everything in the area at this time. They was chopping heads off. They was totally mutilating the bodies. So when they had captured the Mayan chief, you know, he had told them, "Look, I can't have my head chopped off. I got to have my body intact so it can do what it need to do in the afterlife." Right? So they like, nah, we gonna do what we been doing, off with his head. He like, listen, I'll fill up this jail cell with a room with gold. I fill this whole jail cell up with gold. The judge was like, all right, I give you 24 hours. Hey, let it be known. The chief put his workers and all this crew to go getting all the gold that they can find throughout the city and throughout the area. And like I said, they brought it back and filled up the whole room full of gold. After he did it, you know, he thinking he good. They still chopped his head off. Not only did that, they went back to his family and killed them and broke his house down because his house was made of copper. His whole house was made of copper, right? So they broke his house down and melted it. And the legend goes that they melted a lot of his house into cups and silverware that they used for Jesuit ceremonies in La Pazuela. So you know that's just that in a nutshell. We're gonna drop more information on that. I'll get into the documents, you know, screen sharing. and letting you guys be able to go into that with us. This will be a delight.
And no doubt. And like even we dealing with the Mayans, these are the Boma Park murals, like I like to show you. These are the Mendoza Kodak images, right? Kodak Mendoza. And also, even when you look at it's the last emperor of Mexico, Montezuma, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Um, and even when you touch on what Carlos Chavez Marquez said, the Negro type is seen in most ancient Mexican sculptures. The Negro figure frequently in most remote traditions of some American Pablo. It is to this race doubtlessly belong to the most ancient skeleton distinctive from the red American race, which has been found in various places from Bolivia to Mexico. It is likely to repeat America was a Negro continent, right? So we know that these was brothers that he's talking about. All right. Now, what we're gonna do is this, right? I'm actually waiting for the brother Jag to come in, and we're gonna continue to build on the encyclopedia because it's been a while since I've been building on that though. But we got some, listen, this encyclopedia is amazing, y'all, and I'm always excited to do a video on it because it's always different stuff that I learn about the history of this continent or whatever though. But before I get into that, I wanted to touch on this right here, this book that I found when we was doing the build about Tennessee. All right, so this book is. Let me make sure I'm where I'm supposed to be at. Let me see something. All right, hold on, just bear with me, y'all. All right, so this is the history of Tennessee from the earliest time, together with the historical and bibliological sketch of the Montgomery, Robinson, Humphrey, Stewart, Dickinson, Chatham, and Houston counties. All right. So this particular chapter, this is chapter 2, and this is the mound builders chapter. Okay. Now this is I'm pretty much going to go through this one and the so-called Indian tribes. Hey, do me a favor, Bill, real quick for me. I need to take this phone call. This Bill with me. This Bill, just say a few things to the people real quick. You got me? AP.
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
here. I'm
people.
here. I was
All right.
on mute,
I need
boss.
you to Bill real quick. Just Bill for a minute, please. I got
All
to
right,
take this phone call. All right.
go ahead. Yeah,
All
man.
right.
Like A1 said, he was gonna touch in on this Tennessee book, History of Tennessee. I know you heard him talk about it several times in the past. Like I said, it's a heavy book. It drops a lot of information, good information, valuable information, and like I said, it's very deep. And like I said, we already touched on the natural and aboriginal history of Tennessee and going into some of the finds that they found, such as the Egyptian pyramid, such as the burial sites, dealing with some of the early Mormon archaeologists that documented and even stored some of our artifacts. And the artifacts that they couldn't store, we didn't even want them in Tennessee, so they shipped them to the London Museum. So most of our artifacts that was found here pertaining to Tennessee was shipped straight to London in the museum. So, like I said, it's a lot of information out there. There's no reason for people not to be diving into some kind of book, whether it's dealing with health, whether it's dealing with history, whether it's dealing with social economics, whatever the case may be. But you should be diving into a book. So it just it's about taking your time and applying yourself. Like I said, the history of Tennessee is a powerful bill. Let me read what this say. Why it's on the screen? History of Tennessee from the earliest time to the present, together with an historical biography sketch of Montgomery, Robertson, Humphreys, Stewart, Dickerson, and Cheatham in Houston counties. So that's just a preview of what is going in on. I'm gonna let A1 finish the chapter like he was about to do. But that's gonna be heavyweight. That's the mound builders. of Tennessee. And there's several mounds throughout the Tennessee River, throughout the base and on the side of the Tennessee River, on the banks and stuff.
AP, you got that pulled up?
Nah, I
You
didn't.
ain't got to
I
pull it.
need.
You were just reading
Nah,
it right here.
yeah, I was reading right there
All
off
right.
of yours. I do not got it.
All right. So don't worry about it. I'm going to just read a couple of pages. Though, but listen, we're going to be going in depth on this shit right here, y'all. We're going to go through this whole chapter 2 and chapter 3 of this particular book, all right? And like I said, we're gonna really go in. This shit is deep, y'all. This shit is very deep, all right? And I'm gonna read a few pages through until Jaguar come in, and then we're gonna switch it right on over to the encyclopedia. Sorry about that. I had a very important phone call I was waiting for, which I don't know. Every time I press one for to speak to a representative, the shit just hang up. So I'm gonna have to pretty much just go there in first person. But nonetheless, so let's get with this. All right. So we get chapter 2 of the history of Tennessee from the earliest time. All right. So the mound builder, take this gum out my mouth. The mound builders. They say evidence of prehistory, occupation, arguments, and Bancroft. They say and Harold Drift deductions of Judge Haywood comparison, let's say, of ancient races and customs and sun worshippers. The Nashat tribe classified as classification of earthworks, representative mounds of Tennessee, the stone fort content of the works, of works, their great age. All right. They say at the time of the discovery of the present time of Tennessee by white people, the larger part of it, as well as the larger part of the state of Kentucky, was unoccupied by any Indian tribe. It say the reason of the state of things will appear as the reader proceeds. But although the unoccupied, no, then unoccupied, there were found abundance of evidence, not only of the former presence of the Indian tribe, but of a still more dense of ancient population possessing a higher degree of civilization and a more higher developed condition of art, agriculture, welfare, and religion. It say that anything. Let me see. Hold up. It say that anything of its kind pertaining to any of the Aboriginal or Indian tribe. It say as they are called. These evidence consist of mounds of various shapes and kinds of fortifications and the burying grounds of their contents, relics. Yo, sorry, hold up. This shit calling me back again, y'all. Give me 1 second, people.
Go ahead. Yeah, the brother got some calls coming in, and so yeah, man. So yeah, much blessing to everybody that's out there getting this information. Uh, Shout out to the brother Corey Mill. Shout out to the brother Jaguar. Shout out to the big bro Chief. Salute to all you guys that's out there doing the wonderful information goes. Uh, and you know who the rest of y'all are, man. So just keep it coming, man. Keep applying pressure anytime you got it. Make sure we start taking notes and let's start giving these sources out when we dropping videos. Let's make sure we giving credit to the book that we got it from, the authors or the source, the article that you got it, whatever the case may be. Let's start giving it to people so they can farther go do some research. So I don't want nobody to take nothing that I say and just run with it. Double check it, triple check it, go in on it. So yeah.
Yo, my bad, yo. I ain't answering that goofy shit no more. I'm gonna go down in first person. I don't give a fuck they call. Yo, because every time, you know what? Y'all been trying to call them since yesterday, and every time I press one, a representative supposed to come on and shit just hang up. And like, yo, I'm like, that shit very unprofessional because each time you set the call up, the shit be like 3 hours for them to call you back. You know what I'm saying? So I did that shit twice yesterday, as well as call early this morning, and this is what I got. Sorry about that, peoples, man. I'm sorry. I wish I could edit it out and cut it out, but this is a live stream, so pretty much fuck it. Let's just get back into it, all right? So we was right here. We was talking about The evidence consists of mounds of various shapes and kinds of fortifications and burial grounds. They say of their contents, relics, and remains. It say still to be found throughout the valley of Mississippi and the valley of its tributaries from the Allegheny to the Rocky Mountains. It say, and from the Gulf of Mexico and the Great Lakes. It say all which relics and remains will be approximately noticed in the proper connection, but from the existence of and frequency of the occurrence of these miles, the origin of the history of which were at least as inexplicable to the Aboriginal Indian tribes as to their more intelligent and inductive successors. Their erectors and constructors, for what of a better name, they say have been the American history, generally called the Mound Builders. All right. They say the most conspicuous exception to this rule is the vulnerable Bancroft, say, whose opinions, even if occasionally erroneous, they say, and eminently worthy of profound respect to the historians and especially to the antiquarians, they say, even in less degrees to the general students and readers, is the inquiry pertinence as to the origins of the first inhabitants of America. Bancroft many years ago wrote, the aid this inquiry, the country cast. I'm sorry, yo, because it's like this shit is kind of faded and it's kind of, my eyes is jumping all over the place. I'm sorry, you already know how I read, but sorry about that. Let me start that. To aid this inquiry, the country cast of Mississippi has no monuments. The numerous mounds which has been discovered in the Alvelau Valley of the West has been had by some been regarded as the works of the earlier and more cultivated races of men whose cities has been laid waste, whose language and institution has been destroyed or driven. Let me go to the next page. Driven away. Let me move it up. Say driven away. It say, but the studies of the structures and the earth strips this imposing theory of its marvels. It say, where imagination, fashion, relics, and artificial walls, geology sees but crumbs of this decaying sandstone clinging like the remains of mortars to blocks and green stones. It say that rested on it. And its discovery is parallel to the trenchments and through that subsiding waters has plunged through the center of a ridge. It explains the tessellated pavement to be but a layer of pebbles aptly jointed by water, and examining the mounds and finding them composed of different stratus of earth arranged horizontally, say, to the very edge. It ascribes their creation to the power that shaped the globe into valves and hillocks. When the waters had gently deposited their lavas, it say, burdens on the bosom of the earth. It is not strange that of the fantastic form shaped by the some should resemble the ruins of a fortress, that the channels of the torrents should seem even like walls that connected a town with its harbors, that nature cones should be extinct monuments and inexplicable toils. All right, yo, I'm sorry for chopping this shit up, man. Yo, my mind, I'm thinking about that fucking phone call and shit, man. I'm pissed off because that shit happened. I was waiting all day yesterday for this fucking phone call. My mind just kind of on this though, but
You good?
I'm
You
gonna
good,
finish
big
this.
bro?
Did Jack come in yet?
Yeah, he in here.
All right, boom. I'm gonna finish this out and then we're gonna go right into the Jack. You ready for the encyclopedia?
Yeah, bro, I'm ready, man. Peace, peace. I'm ready.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna end this right here. And if you wanna, I'm gonna end this right here because I'm gonna have to touch on this another day, y'all. My mind is all over. Sorry about that, viewers, man. We're gonna go right into encyclopedia. So this is a beautiful bill right here, yo, because it's touching on the mound. And like I did the last time when we touched on this, like it has a lot of information. I really wanted to really read through this shit and get y'all and let y'all understand like exactly what's going on with this book right here. Because this book is history, man. We trying to find our history. So, you know, even if you gotta hear this shit from niggas stuttering, butchering up words, we need to get this shit out the best way we can, man. Because we know our people don't like to read. We don't like to really, you know what I'm saying? We like to hear it coming from other people. So, you know, I guess the energies, you know, ordained me to fucking do it. But nonetheless, though, like I said, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna touch on this. We're gonna touch on this, and we're gonna get through chapter 2 and 3. All right, so we're gonna switch it right on over to encyclopedias. We're gonna start with pineapples. You got that pulled up, Jack?
Yeah, it's pulled up.
You wanna go right on in on pineapples? Let me just check the I don't know if you got it right there.
Yeah, let me
You
see.
can go on in on pineapples, and then you could go on pipes. Got pipes pulled up. And then right here we get to the place name. So boom, we right here. So we can just pretty much just touch on pineapples real quick, and then pipes, and then we could go in on the what's name.
Word, that'll work.
All right, since we right here. All right. So people, sorry about that, man. All right. So let me see something real quick. All right, well, if you're doing the honors on pineapples, and let me just gather myself so when we get back to the next what's now, I'll be ready to go.
Word, man.
I'm mute my mic.
Peace to y'all, brothers, man. Peace, AP. Peace to the chat. I know I've been holding y'all up, man. So that's on me.
Nah, you good, big bro. Peace, Halito. Much blessings. Just waiting for you, bro. Ready to drop this information. So go ahead and do the honors.
Word, man. So we finna start with pineapples. They call it ananas cosmosus or cosmosus. South America, tropical forest, circumcaribbean, Mesoamerican cultures. Pre-contact, of course, because we know pretty much the herbs and vegetables and fruit is pretty much besides maybe corn, because you gotta domesticate that, but pre-contact. All right, the pineapple is a bromeliad or bromeliad that somewhat resembles an agave or yucca with spike-shaped leaves. Noted for its fruit, the pineapple is indigenous to the tropics. Hold up right quick, y'all. Bear with me. All right. Say pineapple cultivation. Let me start on. Noted for its fruit, the pineapple is indigenous to the tropics and subtropics of the Americas. Pineapple cultivation is thought to have originated in the Orinoco Valley of what is now Brazil and the Parana Valley of what is now Paraguay. From there, pineapple cultivation spread throughout Mexico to Central and South America in the West Indies. American Indians used the pineapple for food. In 1493, when Christopher Columbus and his crew landed on what is now the island of Guadalupe, a party of men returned to the ship with pineapples. Only of the fruits survived the voyage back to Spain, where Columbus presented it to King Ferdinand. Gonzalo Fernandez de Oviedo y Valdez, whose book Historia General y Natural de las Indias was published in Seville in 1535, called the pineapple the most beautiful fruit he had ever seen. According to Oviedo, since other food and even wine dimmed in comparison to the pineapple, it would be a good cure for drunkenness. In 1559, Andre Thevet, a French traveler who wrote about his journey to the Americas, mentioned pineapples in his work, calling them nana, their Indian name. The plant's botanical name, ananas, comes from the two, oh, bear with me, comes from the Tupi Guarani Indian language and means fragrant, delicious fruit. The Tupi are a tribe of the Amazon basin. The pineapple's common name comes from the Spanish explorers who named it pina because it looked like a pine cone. The English added apple. Said the Portuguese took the fruits from Brazil to their other colonies. The pineapple could be found in China as early as 1518 and Madagascar in 1548. And they were being grown in India by 1550. An excellent source of vitamins C and A, pineapple was an excellent scurvy preventative. It says see also scurvy cure. That's probably going to be interesting. Pineapples were initially a curiosity in Europe, but before long they became popular with the nobility. By the 1700s, the plants were being grown in greenhouses called pineries or pineries and sold on a limited basis in European marketplaces. Difficult to import because they would rot before their voyage ended. They remained scarce. In England, they became such conversation pieces that they were rented out as centerpieces. A transportation improved pineapples were imported in greater numbers. Large pineapple plantations were eventually established not only in South America, but also Hawaii, Formosa, the Philippines, and Australia. That's kind of nice on the pineapples, man.
Nah, that is, man. That goes. Yeah, that's some deep stuff right there.
Yeah, that's
The
really
pineapple is a powerful thing, especially the multi uses of
yeah, man. Then that's crazy. 'Cause a lot of people put pineapple in their liquor and stuff like that, but hell, you know,
it. Right,
Yeah,
like
that's
the
yeah, that's
strong.
yeah, that's definitely yeah. That's like I said, man, this encyclopedia has a lot of great information, and like I said, when you look at when we trying to find ourselves, we trying to find any history because ain't that what these clowns keep on calling us out on? Do you know any of your history in this country? You know what I'm saying? So you just knowing that you are part of a tribe or understand, you need to understand the shit and fully, or at least have some, you know what I'm saying, You gotta have some type of conversation for people, just like Africans know what's indigenous to their land or what they think is indigenous to their land. We need to be able to pull the same shit out our fucking hat when we called upon. You know, so you don't look foolish, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole purpose of why we doing this bill on this encyclopedia. Shit is very imperative and very has a lot of information. Like I said, I'm going to go back in on this history of Tennessee when I get a chance. I'm gonna definitely make some videos on that or whatever. See if I can find a clear, because my eyes kind of struggling at times too. But what I'm gonna do is we're gonna keep it moving on this, and let's keep it moving on this. And I'll read through the pipes, and then we can go right into the places names. That's cool.
Yeah, that's good, man. Since you gonna do that, I just want to let that straight pens.
Oh,
They
go
calculate.
nah, going on that thing. Go ahead, go hold. Let me hold up. Let's go back up, man. Hold up. Let's go back up. If you want to touch on that, let's go on that shit.
Where I
Whatever.
ain't, yeah, there might be something.
It's up to you guys. Whatever you want to do. Hold up. Let me.
Yeah, it ain't that long though, so I can do it right quick.
Oh, you can build as long as you want. Let me see something. Let me see something. My bad. I went past it.
Go in on them pins, man. That's some deep shit right there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The P's have a lot of great information too, man. So let me go back up. All right, we right here at pins, straight pins. All right, go ahead, Bill. I'm gonna mute my mic.
Word, man, straight pens, cause you don't see too much writing from 3000 BC to 5000 BC. So we already know what they probably did with that, burnt that up or whatever. So you got straight pens calculated at 5000 BC to 3000 BC. Now, we all know, these dates are, probably wrong, maybe are completely wrong or whatever, but it's all about really taking in, what's the real point here is learning our history of this land. So, and we finding out that, a lot of stuff was here first. So I like the dates. You got North American, Southeast, South American, Andean cultures. Okay. So we got straight pins today are stiff pieces of wire that have a sharp point on one end and a blunted head on the other. Typically, they are used as fasteners. American Indians invented pins and independent from those made by other cultures. Some of the oldest pins found in pre-contact North America were produced by the Middle Archaic culture Indians who lived in what is now Florida from about 5000 BC to 3000 BC. The Middle Archaic culture pins were made of bone, and they produced bone sewing needles as well. So you see also needles. People of the Cavan culture, which existed in what is now Peru from about 900 BC to 200 BC, were so adept at metalsmithing that they made pens of silver and gold. The shafts of these pens were made of silver and the heads were made of gold. Carving metallurgists metallurgists were able to bond different metals by soldering and welding. So that's all right there, man. Straight pens, you already know it's a lot you can do with that, man. So
And you know what? And they make the straight pins the same, right? Even when you get a straight that has that little ball, it has to have a ball so it can stop it from going all the way through. But you still see it with the original way that they explain in the head. You know what I'm saying? I find that to be interesting. It had gold on the top and it was made out of silver. I guess it was made out of silver because silver has antibiotic purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you can't get infected from silver. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely something that's very interesting. And if you know, we go up here at top. You got surgical pens. You got what pan pipes, and then you got tobacco pipes. All right, so I'm gonna be touching on a little bit of tobacco pipes, and then we're gonna move forward. All right, so you got tobacco pipes from 2000 BC present, Mesopotamia, North America, Southwest, Southeast, Northeast, and Great Plain culture. And say the pipes are device used for smoking tobacco, a plant cultivated by the indigenous people throughout the Americas. Archaeologists use the presence of pipes to date tobacco cultivation. The first pipes used by Mesoamerican culture and those in North American Southwest were tubes that were filled with tobacco. It's a stone carving, so the Mayan priests used ceramic pipes shaped like a tube for religious ceremonies. Mayan culture arose in Mesoamerica in about 1500 BC. Later, the Aztec, whose empire was established in about AD 1100, used smoking tubes or reed or cane. All right, let me see something. All right, hold up. All right, so I'm gonna show you the picture. Hold up. Okay, this shit jumping around today. Sorry about that, y'all. Oh no, my bad, yo. Hold up. Yeah, this shit keep jumping, man. My bad.
And is that some of the pipes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
these are some of the pipes right here. These are what some of the pipes look like. Some of the older pipes. And you know what? If you look in Amsterdam, right? Amsterdam got pipe shops, right? Which they got the idea for that when they came here because it was, was no tobacco nowhere in Europe until they came to the Americas, and they basically explains that to you. So if you look at any Amsterdam pipe shops, they all got their inception from the Americas. All right. So these are some of the pipes. So I'm gonna read a little bit more. All right. In North America, Southwest, filling short pieces of cane with tobacco dates the first stage of the Anasazi culture in about 350 BC. The earliest tobacco pipes found in North America was a product of the Mound builders. And we're gonna be building on culture in the southeast. Now the southeast is us. It's a part of what is now the United States. These pipes with bowls and a stem and forerunners of the pipes that are smoked today. It's a sillites and soapstones pipes were being made in this area by 2000 BC. Later, the Hopewell culture, which flourished from about 300 BC to 700 AD in the River Valley in the center of North America, produced effigy pipes. These were pipes shaped with images of bird and animals. These figures served as bowls, and they sat on a slender platform that has been drilled to serve as a stem. The Northeast Algonquin pipe makers also carved birds and animals on the stone pipes, in addition to making simpler pipes with carved or forange bowl flaring bowls. In addition to making stone pipes, the Huron and other tribes also made them from clay. They were formed around a glass core. That's where they got all these pipes from. They got all these pipes from what we was making: the ceramic pipes, the wooden pipes,
Right,
and
all
like I
of
said,
it.
you see
And
all them pipes in Europe. But go ahead, Abe, what you gonna say, AP?
no, I said they took all them pipe styles and just turned into a multi-million-dollar industry. And dealing with the Hopewell people, that's pretty much the Mississippian. That's dealing with those regions of the deep South, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, lower Tennessee area. You see what I'm saying? So.
That's what's up. See, and even when you see like the Seneca Village, right? They got a project called the Seneca Project. When they doing the excavations in New York in Central Park, and all they find is ceramic pipes, and they find these same ceramic pipes that you see the people in Virginia smoking. The same pipes you see the people in Virginia smoking, and you see that it mentioned and it specified mound builders and Southeast culture, meaning that mainly you want to say like Southeast will be considered like Virginia all the way to Florida and throughout Georgia, the Carolinas. But you got to also remember that the Carolinas and Georgia was all Virginia. It might have not been Virginia because we know Virginia was named after the Virgin Queen or the Virgin Princess or whatever, but it might have been Chesapeake. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's a lot of history that we still trying to find out. But let me proceed. It say when these clay pipes were hardened in fire, the glass burnt away. It say archaeologists have found that the Huron used finer clay to make pipes than they did for other pottery. Let me see. Hold up. Sorry, let me just pull up a little bit more. Say for other pottery, it say, and the pipes were more careful fired. The darker the surface of their clay pipes, by now covering them with animal grease and letting it burn away. This also provided as a polished surface. Pipe making was a specialized trade for people of the Northeast. It say with one or two pipe makers providing tobacco pipes for the entire village. Say perhaps the best known tobacco pipes made by the North American Indians are the calaments of the Great Plain tribes. They say which later came to be known as a peace pipe. The calumet is a French word for reed or tube and describe the long stem to which pipe makers attached bowls. Often the stem was decorated with carvings, quill works, and feathers. They say the bowls were elbows or T-shapes. Many had decorative carvings that vary with each pipe maker. The Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, and the Pawnee pipe makers were known for making effigy pipes whose bowls were shaped in the likeness of people, birds, animals. Great Plain pipe makers carved the bowls of their pipes from pipe stones that they quarried from a deposit in the southwestern part of what is now Minnesota. American Indians who first began to quarry the stone about 2,300 years ago traded it throughout the Great Plains and the Midwest. The soft red stone is called cat Catalanite. They say today after the artist George Catlin. They say the first non-Indian to describe it. Now this is later on, and when they start mentioning George Catlin, this is later on. These pipes been in existence for we get read for thousands of years. All right. So let's say Catlin and I named after George Catlin. We know George Catlin is, but George Catlin, most of his work was out in the Midwest. It wasn't tribes that was in the Southeast and Northeast, because most of the tribes from the Southeast and Northeast was decimated already. That's us. All right. So you see a few remnants of people that call themselves tribes was people who was allowed to claim that. But most of the original Aborigines, such as us, we wasn't allowed to claim that because we know what they put on our birth certificates. All right. So let me continue. It say, all right, the first non-Indian to describe it after seeing the quarry in 1836, because settlers saw Indians smoking these pipes as treaty. Sorry, excuse me. As treaty signs, they named the pipes peace pipes in addition to using pipe smoking as a way to ratify alliances and making treaty binding. Great Plain Indians used the pipe as a guarantee of safe passage in ceremony. According to anthropologists, pipe smoking and tobacco use in Mesoamerica and North America was used primarily for ceremony and circumscribed political purposes. The Maya, for example, smoked tobacco pipe at special events such as feasts. The Aztec and Mesoamerican and the Alquimel o Adham Pima say of the North American Southeast forbade the use of tobacco by children because I'm sorry, by children because they correctly believe that smoking. Let me go to the next part. My bad, peoples. I keep fucking hitting the tab. Let me make sure I was all right. All right, here we go. They say they believe that smoking would create breathing problems. The Aztec established an empire in what is now Mexico in about 1100 AD. North American colonists took up tobacco use soon after their arrival. Unlike the American Indians, they smoke socially. They use both corn cob pipes and clay pipes for this purpose. Pipes were exported to Europe with tobacco. The English began making pipes as early as 1575. All right, so we already know where this shit came from. All right, so hopefully y'all found that interesting. But we already know, and that's the thing. See, check this out. Let me put y'all on something, right? And let's just real quick, let's just brainstorm on this, right? You don't see Africans smoking, number one, all right? Let's just think about it. We don't see Africans smoking, number one, right? You see most of your grandfathers and your aunts, right? Number two, to this motherfucking day, Africans that come here do not smoke fucking cigarettes, but yet Americans smoke Black and Milds, we smoke cigarettes, we smoke blunts, we smoke every motherfucking thing. You understand what I'm saying? But you don't see too many Africans coming here smoking fucking cigarettes because we the fucking Indians and that shit is in our DNA. All right, that tobacco and all that. I'm quite sure that come up as some type of genetic trend in our DNA. You know what I'm saying? Which differs from a lot of other people. All right, but we're gonna touch on places name. Jack.
Word.
Let's get what you want to touch on a little bit of this, and you go down till you get finished. I pick off for you where you leave off at, cause it's kind of lengthy. So shit, yeah, it's shit lengthy than a motherfucker, man. Yeah, P got a lot of good information in it, man. P has a lot of good. You see all these different states that they gonna be expound. We're gonna be expounding on the place's name, and like I said, man, you ain't gonna get this nowhere else, man. So I hope you guys appreciate this shit because, like, on a lot of these encyclopedia, see the views that I'll be hoping to see. But for the most part, like I said, it's not about the views. But when it comes to this type of information right here, these videos should be well into the 10s to 20,000 because this is your information. This is what you want to know. You know what I'm saying? We show you the pictures, show you the archaeologists, show you the anthropologists, show you what the explorers said, show you all these different things until when we get to the point right here where it really shows you your true culture and the things that was found over here and they didn't come from nowhere else. So with that being said, you wanna go in on this, my brother, and I just continue. Whenever you stop, I got you.
Word, man. Let's get it because this right here, you might want to get your pen and pads, or set up your memo on your phone or whatever. Or I don't know. I know a lot. I shared the book with a good bit of people, so if anybody got it, they want to share it or whatever, man. This one right here is a heavyweight hitter, man, because things are really right in our face, man. So we just gotta really know what to look for. And the names of our, some of the cities and states, and even got, certain streets named after our people in the lands that we named them. You know what I'm saying? So let's get it, man. Place names. You see, it says pre-contact / contact because there were some manipulation, but for the most part, a lot of our state names are indigenous or original to this land. So we got North American, Mesoamerican, Circum-Caribbean, South American cultures. All right. So bear with us, because everything is needs to be explained. So it says thousands of geographical names in North America, Mesoamerica, and South America are derived from Indian words. American Indians gave many of these names to locations and geographic features long before Europeans arrived in the Americas. Others were borrowed from native languages by the conquerors and colonizers. Mountains, rivers, lakes, cities, counties, states, and even countries bear native names today. For example, the name Mexico comes from the Aztec or Nahuatl word Mexico, meaning place of the war god. The name Canada is derived from the indigenous word Canada or Canada, which means settlement or village. The Canadian provinces Manitoba and Saskatchewan also bear Indian names. The name of another Canadian province and the smallest of the Great Lakes, Ontario, comes from the Iroquois Oni Ontario or Ontario, which means fine lake. The uh, Adiron Adirondack or Adirondack Adirondack Mountains of upstate New York were named for the native people who originally lived in the area. The word comes from the Iroquois Rot, Rot, Roti Runtax or Rotunritax, meaning bark eaters. Iroquois in North and Cherokee and South in the South inhabited the mountainous area known today as Appalachia, but Europeans named it after the Appalachi, a tribe that lived in what is now the Florida Panhandle. The city of Miami in Florida is named after the Muskegon tribal name Miami or Miami. However, in the Midwest, the name of Miami, Ohio, is derived from the Chippewa or the Chippewa Anishinaabe word for tribe. Chicago, Illinois, was named from the bear with me was named from the Algonquin word meaning onion place, probably because of the wild onions that grew in the marshy area before the present city was built. 26 of the contiguous United States, as well as Alaska, were given names derived from American Indian languages. Okay. Alabama or Alabama. Some people say Alabama, a Choctaw word from the name of a tribe that was part of the Creek Confederacy and whose members lived in what is now the central part of the state. Alabama comes from the Choctaw word alba, which means vegetation or thicket, and amo, which means gatherers or clearers. Some historians think that the name referred to the tribe's land clearing endeavors for agricultural purposes, sometimes called milpa. The word Alabama was used in the first accounts of the 1540 journey through the area by Spanish conquistador Hernando de Soto. All right. We got Alaska. According to some historians, the Russian derivation of the Aleut or Elut word Alyeska, which means mainland or great lands. Others believe the name came from another native word, Alaskatsk, a Yupik word that means object toward which the action of the sea is directed, or the mainland. That's interesting. It says Arizona. Okay. The Spanish version of Alezan, Akimel o Adam or Adam Pima, words that mean small spring. As early as 1736, Spaniards used the term to refer to springs located near a large silver find that had been made the year before. Okay. Arkansas. Perhaps a phonetic spelling of the name that people of the Illinois had for American Indians who lived along what is known as the Arkansas River, which means down river or down. Another explanation is that the state is named after the Kansas, a Siouan or Sioux tribe from the Mohegan word Gwinnett, which can be translated as Long River Place or the Long River. The original inhabitants of Connecticut were the Mohegan, Pequot, and the Narragansett tribe. Dakota, north and south, refers to the people who lived in the area. Both states were called from Dakota Territory in 1889, which was established by the United States government in 1861. From land that was inhabited by the Dakota, the word means friends or allies in the Dakota language. All right. Illinois. The French spelling for the Illini or the Illini, a tribe of American Indians living along the bank of the river Cavalier de La Salle, traveled in 1679. The word meant man or warrior. Iowa, named for the tribe of Indians that lived in the region, the Ayuxwa, whose name means one who puts to sleep. Hmm. The French spelled the word Ayua, and it became Iowa in English, and they called it Iowa. Okay, say Kansas. French spelling of the name of the tribe who lived in the area of the present state. According to some scholars, the word means south wind. In the Kansas, Omaha, Kaw, Osage, and Dakota languages, which are all part of the Sioux linguistic family, it was first applied to the river, then to the territory, and finally to the state. All right, I guess I go right here to Michigan. If one of y'all want to jump in, just let me know, man. I can keep going though, but um, Kentucky, a Wyandotte or Wyandot word for plain, referring to the central plains of the state. It was first used in 1753. A little brief from now, Kentucky, Wyandotte. Massachusetts, named for Massachusetts Bay Colony, established by the Puritans who landed in 1620. Algonquin, the word means large hill, place, or at the hill. This probably refers to Blue Hill near what is now Boston. Mm. Michigan, possibly derived from the Chippewa or Chippewa. Words Miki or Misi and Gami, which mean big water. Some believe the state was named after a clearing in the western lower peninsula that the Chippewa called Majigan or clearing. The word first written in 1672 in reference to that clearing. Okay. We got Minnesota, named after the Minnesota River that the Dakota called Minnesota or Minnesota, meaning cloudy or milky water. At the time of European contact, the Santee Sioux were the primary inhabitants of what is now the state. So you see the Sioux Nation everywhere, man. Mississippi, after the river's name, which comes from the Algonquin languages, Miki or Sibi or Misi Sibi, meaning big river. Cavalier de la Salle map of 1695 assigns the Mississippi River its current name. And we might need to try to find that map just to see how they got it looking on that map. We got Missouri, derived from the Algonquin word that means muddy water. This was also the name of a small tribe in the area that lived along the river. Some historians believe Missouri comes from an Algonquin word meaning river of the big canoes. After removal to Indian territory, members of the Missouri tribe were classified as Odo. All right. Ohio, named after the Ohio River, French explorer Cavalier de la Salle noted as early as 1680 that the Iroquois called the river Ohio, meaning large or beautiful. That's what's up right there. Oklahoma, made up of the Choctaw words Ukla and Huma, which together mean red person. Mm. The Choctaw did not refer to themselves in this manner. Allen Wright, an American Indian missionary, made up the name, which was used for the first time in 1866 Choctaw-Chickasaw Treaty. What is now the state of Oklahoma was originally known as Indian Territory, an area set aside in 1825 under the order of Andrew Jackson, the murderer, for the Indian peoples who were forcibly removed from areas in the east containing fertile lands which non-Indian settlers desired. Later, let me go up. Later, when the U.S. government took the land from the Indians and gave it to settlers, the area became the state of Oklahoma. So we all know that ties into that like that Homestead Act bullshit, where they was forcing us to go all the way across rivers and lakes and shit so they can basically take it and set up shop.
Real quick before you move on.
All right.
I think somebody got an echo in the back. I don't know who's that is. But yeah, you see that, right? You see how when you get to Oklahoma or you get to they admitting the US government took the land from the Indians and gave it to settlers.
Okay.
So a lot of these Europeans that be always standing on the fact that I ain't had nothing to do with what my ancestors did. You benefited from it largely. How you gonna take land that don't belong to? How the U.S. government gonna take land from the people who land it was, and then give it to fucking settlers, give it to their own. And that's what I'm saying. That's white supremacy right there. That's white supremacy. And you see, you got people out there who say, well, oh, you got people still talk, man. Listen, this is fucking history, and this history gonna get out. This history gonna get out, whether it take my last breath for me to read this last fucking paragraph so people fucking understand or whatever. You know, when you read through this stuff, man, you see them admitting what they did. They admit what they did, but then you got in a lot of these history classes, they got these fairy tales about how, you know, how they came here and they just forcibly. How did you get the land?
Right.
How did you get the land? Oh, you did someone sell it? No, they didn't sell it till you took it. And then you telling people you took it, and then you don't properly want to even, you don't even want to, you know what I'm saying, give the people back nothing. Only thing you want to, and that's what it is. That's why I made the video talking about colonization, showing you what was the people reasons for coming here and what they did. Because you always get these people on, my grandparents didn't enslave nobody, but how did you come to the Americas? Who let you know that there was land over in the Americas? Because you're not indigenous to here, so your family had to leave from Europe at some point in time. Who let you know about it?
That's right.
You understand? You understand? And this is what people deviate from. They don't want to deviate. European don't want to answer this. European don't want to talk about this shit. They just want to mosey on. Oh man, you know, well, you know, on this shit. And at some point in time, this shit has to be addressed because these people are demons, man. And like I said, I don't, you don't want to say all these people roll like this, but for the most part, when you see history, man, history is very evil in this land. Even what AP was talking about when he was telling you about how the Jesuits came here and took like the last Mayan king, whatever, how he even offered to give them motherfuckers gold and they still chopped his fucking head off, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it's like, yo, it's sad because some of these people who did this horrific shit, you look in their face every day.
That's right.
And because they winning and you losing, it's no longer of a fight. It's everything is all smiling and that's like I said, even when they came here, that's how they was acting. Oh, they was all your friend, you smoking with them, and they was talking, telling you about everything. And these niggas had alternative motives. They had other agendas. While you thought shit was sweet or whatever, they'd come back, burn your fucking village down or whatever, and then take your land or sell the rest of the people. Keep the people that was left over, they was enslaved them. And this is the slave story right here. You don't even understand it. Because when they first tell you that they got here, they're not telling you they bought no African slaves here. But then then they bought. No. You're not going to get that off in history. You did not come here with you did not leave. They telling you European settlers and European colonists left straight from Europe to come here. Where's the Africans that they brought here? I'm waiting. How did you get British? How did you get British West Indies? Because the British took the West Indies from the Spanish. So like I said, I don't mean to really go on about a lot of stuff, but when you start seeing shit like the U.S. government took the land from the Indians and gave it to settlers. Who running the U.S. government? Oh, other white people. Who are the settlers? Oh, other white people. Oh, they got your white supremacy right there. I'm gonna mute my mic, man.
That's right, man. Cause it ain't like how everybody thought, man. These motherfuckers was slick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they probably was spiking drinks. You know what I'm saying? Probably was, killing people while we were, sleeping and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they was doing. They was raiding that night, just like how the police running your motherfucking house at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning while you sleep. That's the same tactics they got from their motherfucking forefathers who was doing the same shit to the Indians. And then they got the Indians looking like they evil and they bad. No one ever asked the question, hold up, who the fuck told you can come here and take anything from anybody? Who told you that? It's right. Oh, we gonna fight for it. Nobody told you can have shit. And the person who did tell you can have shit, it's fucked up. They wrong for even telling you that. But then, like you said, they come here, they were spiking the drinks. And just think of it like this, right? To this very day, right? Smallpox, influenza, measles, mumps, chicken pox. All these diseases came from them, and you still gotta be fucking vaccinated so you won't catch this shit. Because this shit is something that's in these people's DNA. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the reason why you have to get vaccinations because to live around these fucking people, the Germans. Because all of them are Germans. All of them are Germans. Whether they British, whether they from Amsterdam, whether they the Dutch, the Polish, the Russians, all of them are Germans. Okay, they're just different form of Germans. And like they said, they settled here. You said, but who told you you could settle? Who told you could settle on somebody else's land and then form militias and then take the land from the original people who was here? And this is the shit that this, like I said, man. That's why when you touch into this history, man, you see all this shit, and shit hurts, man, because these people ain't even noble enough to. And you have some Europeans who try to tell a history, you know, try to be as truthful as possible with the history. But for the most part, when you really read this shit and you see this shit hurts, man. This shit irks your soul, bro, to know that these people did this. And then on top of that, the original Indians are now assimilated and they're lying to you, telling you you're African. And then they pay these fake ass Indians off, $5 Indians. They pay them off money so they won't fucking tell you the fucking truth. And then anyone with black ancestry, oh, you're African. But y'all ain't bring no Africans here. Stop fucking lying. With that, man, continue, man. My bad, y'all.
Nah, man, you gotta get it out, man, because like we really, like AP said earlier, man, we really just scratching the surface, man, and we trying to do it with as much balance and positivity as we possibly can, man, because you know it's some things we can let y'all know that'll have y'all going completely off, man. It'll blow your doggone head off, and you be ready to be out here and ready to stab somebody up or some shit. So we like to really just keep it to where it's positive and you know, informational, you know, balanced. You know, I'm trying to keep everybody happy because I'm mad enough for all of us. You know, I don't want nobody as mad as me.
Yeah,
you know
there's history. Yeah, it's history. Like I said, when you go through it and you read it, and even if this wasn't your ancestors, just to be here on this land, you feel like you should be cursed because this horrific shit happened here, and you ain't going out your way to learn the history here. But it's all smiles and everything, man. That's why I say you look at people, they be all happy, and it's like, listen, nothing against to take away from that, but it's just like, do you really know what happened here? Do you really know what happened here? And then our country and all this, that, and the third, and they sit here and they stand on this shit, and they just in agreement to everything what happened. This is us. So you taking initiative for what happened here too. So you're not ashamed to know what happened in this country. And it's, that was so long ago, you know. And this is when you talk to people, talk to you like this. Right. That was no. That wasn't so long ago, bro. So these people came and they doing it in other countries to this day.
That's right.
They invading other countries right now as you speak. The European conquest, they never stopped. They went through America, then went through places like the Australians and these other little islands. Then they went to Africa. They didn't go. That's why when you read, that's why they trying to send you back to Africa. Because they know it ain't shit in Africa. It's something about America that they need so bad that Africa don't have. Yeah, you can go and get gold. You can go. Listen, they found oil here. They didn't find oil in Africa first, you dumb motherfuckers. They didn't go to Africa and find oil. They found oil right here in Texas and in the Americas first. They found gold right here in the Americas first. Copper, silver, platinum, all of the fucking fruits, parrots, all of the fucking furs and shit. Why they wasn't going to Africa getting that? Why? But yeah, you got these idiots that telling you, oh, Africa got, and you got, listen, I'm the time to this one. These niggas do not want to debate me on none of this shit, man, because it will be over with. It will be over with for your doctrine. It will be over with for your fucking fake ass white man history that they give you about the Africas, because everything that was found in the Americas. Yeah, they went over there and took, certain things like, elephant husk, and there's other things that they got from Africa. But because these people are scavengers, they looking at anything that they can take and they're trying to market and sell it. Anything. And your ass is the head of the motherfucking market. It's like I said, well, I'm gonna say this and then we're gonna continue. I don't mean to rumble too long, but your ass is the head of the marketing practices. Whether it's them using you, exploiting you for free labor, was it them using you to market shit? They using your energy to work for them. They using your energy to buy shit that you created. There's no black potato chip company factories. There's no black ice cream factories. You see all these Europeans make with ice cream factories, French fries, all this shit. All this shit was created here by you. And you don't own a damn fucking thing. But we sitting up here arguing about bullshit. We sit up here arguing, you don't make no fried shit. Yo, like I said, this shit is like, I'm so disgusted with my people. And I'm so especially the ones that talk that back to Africa shit. Because you don't even understand about the fucking Americas, man.
That's right.
That, man, I'm gonna mute my mic, man. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Jag, man. Get him, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I be needing this cause, man, I done been damn near numb. You know what I'm saying? Learning all this stuff, man. There's a lot of stuff you really just don't want to know, man. So you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about talking about ready to beat a mug up in front of their mama and all kind of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be like that, man. So make this thing fun, enjoy it with your family. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we mad enough, man. So,
and you see the video I did last week about the European lady, how she was telling the colonization like this shit was a fairy tale. This is your ancestors. And she's sitting up there like, oh, well, European colonization, oh, it started with this. And like this is just like, oh, is that funny? Really? And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, and these people don't have no guilt. They have no empathy, sympathy. They don't have shit. Only thing it is big money and corporation, and that's it. They don't want to acknowledge none of the wrong they done. They don't want to acknowledge shit. All they want to do is, and then they want to act like this shit never happened and make it like it's a fucking fairy tale, and then have you celebrating all of your atrocities, all the fucking Thanksgiving, Columbus Day, even though Columbus didn't really affect us, and well, he did us in North America, but you have to look, that goes two ways, because the English is the people who did what they did to us. Columbus ain't had nothing to do with the English. The Columbus only has something to do with Portugal and Spain. Right. And France followed later on. So the English that came here ain't have shit to do with Columbus. And that's what we don't understand. They was not negotiating with Columbus. They was not talking to Columbus. They found out about him from other words of mouth. Okay. And like you said, through exploring, through other Moors that was also in Europe, European Moors, because we know that original Europeans was black, and we know that they eventually told people what was going on about this land over. This is the land of milk and honey. This is a land where you can go, where there's an abundance of food, vegetables, and wealth. And this is what they came here for. They came here for land and wealth. This is why you own nothing. You own nothing. You are on a permanent treadmill or a permanent fucking wheel like the hamster. And if you get off that wheel, you're going to lose most of your materialistic value day by day by day. So you're forced to stay on that hamster wheel or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you don't have time to study nothing because you can't study nothing. What time do you have to study something? You know what I mean? But
Right.
every time we do these videos, we learn more and more shit. This encyclopedia is epic. So, like I said, I mean, I got a bunch of literature. I can do this shit for days. I mean, well, I do this shit for years. So I got so much information, so much research that I can make like I said, a lot of time I gotta back up off it. I gotta process this shit, man.
That's right, man. I have to too, man. Like my Atlantis build, like I really like I have to take my time with it, man, because I be realizing myself how much I know, man. And sometimes that shit'll throw you, man. You gotta really fall back, take a breather,
Well,
have you some fun, man. Like
we got
for real, man.
PTSD, man. We got post-traumatic stress syndrome. And this is the truth, bro. We all got that shit, bro.
Facts.
We all got it. All the Aborigines here got post-traumatic stress syndrome. Even the ones that got money, they use the money to medicate themselves and cover up the fact that this happened. This is the reason why you see us on drugs. This is the reason why you see us always at tense with one another, and we you know what I'm saying, because of what happened here, and the fact that we never had time to fucking heal. We never had time to heal. Every time that we try to find time to heal, they will find a reason to come in, tear your shit down, but they put you back in the same state till eventually you became some type of coward to point. You say, man, it don't even make no sense on building anything, because every time we build something, these motherfuckers find a way to come up with one white woman. Oh, he raped me, and then these devils will come through just like they just did Bill Cosby. And you dumbass motherfuckers are sitting there talking about, oh, Cosby got where he fucked that pound cake speech. A lot of motherfuckers deserve to hear that, man. Myself, I be want to smack a kid head off when I see his pants below his fucking belt or whatever, below his buttocks or whatever. Now, whether to shoot somebody in the back for pound cake is right or wrong, but nonetheless, though, we sitting there holding a grudge. This man, 84 years old, they just shoved him into a fucking prison because he gave a bitch Benadryl. And then we sit here, he was drugging bitches. He wasn't drugging, no. He was in the Playboy Mansion, where the Playboy Mansion ain't nothing but prostitutes in there, y'all. Half the women that anybody who was in the Playboy Mansion, their word is not trustworthy. Or you was a prostitute then. Oh, but he still raped me. Get the fuck out of here. And this is what they do. Motherfucker, I can say, oh, this guy punched me in the face back in 5th grade and filed charges against him. But you could easily say, well, he raped me 40 years ago. And then they try to make up excuse and say, well, most rape victims don't be want to come out and say. Now you need to say, and I'm not, we know people suffered trauma behind that shit and they need time to heal. But if nothing like that happened to you and it's real, you need to come out and say something, because there's innocent people this shit didn't really happen to, that's been caught up, and they using that as a fucking way to say, well, most people don't come out and say nothing. And like I said, this whole shit, man, but they don't want to pay for this shit they did. They don't want to pay for this. They want you to focus on, and like I said, doing any wrong to any woman, or you taking any of their you know what I'm saying, of their personal or what they supposed to keep for their husband, or what's sacred, you know what I'm saying, because their sexual pleasure is sacred, unless you are a harlot, unless you are giving your sexual pleasures up for monetary gains. So like I said, man, I'm one who believe in, you know what I'm saying, I believe in justice, man. But we ain't never gonna get no justice as long as you motherfuckers run around here and you don't take time to really study or really understand your history here. Because as long as they keep showing you the pilgrims and them, and cornucopia, and them giving you shit and saying, oh well, this was a lovely no, it wasn't. You came here for land and wealth. How did the tables turn to where you got all the land and wealth? How? How did that happen? Why the original people don't have nothing? Because, like I say, the U.S. government took the land from the Indians and gave it to settlers. Because that was their whole fucking plan from day one. So with that, I'm gonna mute my mic, man.
You want to bring Corey Mayo in?
Where he at? Where Cornmeal at?
He hit me in the chat, man.
Text
He
me
was
his
going,
email.
I'm finna send it to you now. If you want, you can go ahead and if you want to hop on Oregon right quick while I send it
No
to you.
doubt.
They try
Yeah,
to
go ahead, go ahead. I'm gonna hop on it. All right.
all right.
All right, so Oregon, it say originally of a name unclear. Possibly it was derived from the Oregon. The Oregon. It say a Shoshaninian word place for plenty, or a sa or a sao or a Salquan. It say or Oregon. It say which mean great river to the west. Some scholars believe the name was derived from the Spanish or John, a name, hold up, a name they just use for some American Indian tribes in the regions. All right, here go Tennessee, yo. Tennessee is one of my favorite places now, y'all. All right. So it said come from the word Tanasa. Now you can name your children these words, y'all. These are words like these words that we using instead of you naming your children fucking Tri-Asia and Shaquan and Quanata and all this shit. You should be naming them after these fucking tribal names, man. Tanasa. It say the Cherokee name, Tanasa. The Aniyawanya name, because we know Cherokee is Tasalagi. It say the Tasalagi name for two villages on the Little Tennessee River, which they named for the village. The name was also spelled Tanasa. They say and Tanash. As early as 1567, the Spanish referred to the Indian settlement the Tanaqua. Historians are uncertain what Tanasa means. All right, so I'm gonna continue
All
till the
right.
brother come back.
Yeah, I put it in. I put it back there. If you I could take over if you want to send it to him right quick.
No doubt. Go ahead, do Tennessee. I got you. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute my mic and go ahead.
All right, we're going to Texas. Uh, Texas, named after Tasha or Tisha in the Caddo language or Caddo, which means hello friend. Spaniards adopted the term to mean any friendly tribe in the Louisiana territory. They called the tribes that belonged to the Caddo Confederacy in the western part of Louisiana and the eastern part of Texas, the Kingdom of the Tejas or Allies, beginning in 1541. That's interesting. Okay, we got Utah, which is Uda or Yuda. You put a J on it, you get Judah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Corey Mayo on that. A name given to the Navajo, Dine, by the White Mountain Apache, who called them Utahi, or one that is higher up. Europeans understood the Apache term to refer to the Ute who lived even further north. Okay. Wisconsin, named after the Wisconsin River and Chippewa, Anishinaabe. Wisconsin means gathering of waters or grassy place. Some historians believe it meant the place where we live. The French first used it in 1695. They spelled it both Wisconsin or Wisconsin and Wisconsin. Okay. Wyoming derived from two, which is Lenni, Lenape, Delaware. Words Mache or Wyoming, which mean at the big flats. It was translated to mean large plains. The Lenni Lenape people lived on the Atlantic coast, far from the area known today as Wyoming. The tribe was given the name Delaware by the British after Lord de la Warr, an early Virginia governor. These people called themselves the Lenni Lenape or Lenape, a Kearney, Nebraska newspaper publisher for the southwest part of the Dakota Territory, suggesting the name Wyoming. Okay, so that's pretty deep, man. They broke down, you know, a good bit of states that still have these names and gave you some of the original names with it, man. So the places and name, man. I hope y'all appreciated that one, man. Like I say, go back, take notes if you didn't, because it's something to, good to have in your catalog. All right. So you see they got placer mining, plant breeding, and plant classifications. All right. I guess I'll touch on plant classifications for a little bit. Uh, it's calculated AD 1100 Mesoamerican cultures. It says classification systems are ways of ordering knowledge. American Indians developed their own system of plant or botanical classification long before the Swedish botanist Carolus Linnaeus devised the European binomial system for naming plants in the mid 1700s. Linnau's system for flowering plants was based on how many pistils and stamens a plant possessed and the way in which they were joined together. Aztec horticulturalists classified plants according to their form, their use, and their economic value. The form categories were trees, bushes, and herbs. The use categories included medicinal, food, and ornamental. The economic category divided plants according to whether they were used to make clothing, for building, or for other economic uses. This sophisticated system predated the works of Linnaeus by at least 400 years. Okay. It says nearly every American Indian culture group throughout the Americas organized the plants they encounter in their environment into categories. For example, the Thompson Indians who lived in British Columbia named medicinal plants according to their specific uses. They grouped some plants with others that tended to grow in the same locations. Ethnographers were working from an ethnocentric viewpoint tended to dismiss the validity of any system not based on the Linnean model. Only recently have American Indian plant classification systems been the subject of serious study by non-Indian scientists who realize that they are both sophisticated and workable. So I thought that was pretty nice too, man. Uh, Still there, A1?
Peace, peace, Jack.
Oh, oh, peace, Gourmet. You done came in, man. Peace, bro. Shalom, bro. You already know, man.
Yeah, peace, A1. Thanks for having me. Yeah, nice little presentation here.
Word, man. You already know. We like to read, so. Yeah, I mean, anything you wanted to expound on, man, or if you wanted to get
Yeah,
in.
I was interested when he was reading about Tennessee because right at the end it says they don't really know what it means. But if you look at the word without the T, the Essenes, you see that that's a well in history a sect of Judaism that lived in a certain time, the Essenians. And I mean, you just add the T to the front, it's Tennessee. There's no difference.
Nah, that's fire. That quick. I mean, I ain't never think about that, man. That's you right. Word, man. Um, I guess I could touch on a little bit of this plastic surgery right quick, man. Like I say, shout out to you, man. I seen you just drop that another video, man, on the Aborigines Part 7. So you already know, man. I can't wait to get into that, man. Much appreciated and well respected from me, bro. So you already know.
Yeah,
Um,
no doubt.
so I guess I get to touch on a little bit of this plastic surgery. Um, they got it calculated AD 1100 to 1519 AD. So that's Aztec all day. Okay, we got Mesoamerican, North American, and Northeast cultures. It says plastic surgery is the field of medicine that involves restoring or repairing defective or missing tissue or structures on the human body. The Aztec, whose empire was established in about AD 1100, were experts at surgery. Aztec surgeons were able to perform complex and delicate procedures unknown to European physicians practicing during the Middle Ages. Plastic surgery was only one of these techniques. In his book, Medical Practices in Ancient America, Arthur Miguel Pareto provides information about the writings of Fray Bernardino de Sahagún on Aztec plastic surgery. Sahagún tells us that doctors endeavored to treat face wounds with such care that no pronounced scars would remain. Cuts and wounds on the nose after an accident had to be treated by suturing with hair from the head and by applying to the stitches in the wound white honey and salt. Dang. After this, if the nose fell off or if the treatment was a failure, an artificial nose took the place of the real one.
Damn,
Yeah. It
damn,
said,
they was doing like that.
word, man, using hair to stitch you up.
Agave, they was using agave too. Wow,
Yeah. Honey. Yeah. It say,
damn,
in cases where lips were cut open, the Aztec physician would suture them with human hair. After the suturing was completed, the doctor would pour maguey juice on the wound. It says the maguey juice had antibiotic and healing properties. If the wound area became an unsightly blemish for some reason, the physician performed the whole procedure again until the wound healed normally. It says the Chippewa Anishinaabe of northeastern North America performed surgery to repair torn ears. They trimmed the ear tissue so that both sides of the tear matched up evenly, and then they sutured them together.
damn. That's
Yeah,
some deep shit right there.
that's
Peace,
fire.
Cormel. I was trying to say something. My mic was
Peace, peace.
malfunctioning. Yo, look, I got this book right here for you. Have you ever checked this book out right here, Cormel? The History of Tennessee from the earliest time to present.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because this shit right here, man, listen, bro, this has a lot, man. And it has, like, it breaks it down briefly. It has the tribes, it has the mound. It also shows, real quick, I just wanted to just touch on this real quick, just to show you some things.
Cool.
It shows you, let me see something. Is it this part? It shows you exactly how they was classifying the mounds and what the mounds was used for. Like, they have different classifications for them. Let me see. I believe it's the page is coming up. Let me move it up. They got different classifications on what the mounds and their purposes was for, or whatever. Definitely, sir. I know you do a lot of great work, man. This is definitely something that you should have, man. Definitely, because it, like, I'm trying to read through this, man. I'm trying to get some brothers to really, really run through this with me, man, so
Yeah.
we can, you know what I'm saying? Because this has a lot of great information. A
Yeah,
lot.
I'll go through it with you, man. Just yeah, send me the link. I'll put it in the chat and see if I can
Real
find
talk.
the PDF so we can have it actually.
Matter of fact, you know what? I'm about to send this shit right now. Let me see something. Let me send it right now. Um, yeah, this is a great build, though. Definitely. Like I said, I know you got a lot of great information. Shout out to the brothers, man. Like I said, I like to fuck with people who do real research, not motherfuckers who just be fucking blowing smoke. You know what I'm saying? Brothers who do real research, man. That's the reason why we sitting here touching on this shit in depth.
Yeah,
We
I
touching.
appreciate, you too as well. People keep it real, you especially. And you say how it is. You don't hold back, and some of us got to do that. Some of us got to just say what we have to say. We can't be all censored and be all delicate, worried about what people are gonna think. Because you know what you're talking about. People always want to see proof and stuff, but one day they'll see that you know what you were talking about, and then you'd be admired. So yeah, man, I appreciate what you do as well.
You see the sources right here. I appreciate you too, my brother. Thank you. You see the sources right here. You got New Brunswick Rutgers University Press of 1990. You got Ortiz de Maltelino Bernard. It say Aztec Medicine, Health, and Nutrition. You see this shit right here, man? Yo, this is like I said, man. This is like, these are the sources you want to see when you read and you put stuff together. So these are actual sources. You know what I'm saying? Rutgers University is not no joke, because they have a lot. They have a medical and a dentistry program, in which we know that they got a lot of this shit from the Aborigines here. They got all of it from here. None of this stuff originated in their country, man. And like I
Right.
said, even when we talk about the fact that you need vaccinations to live amongst these people, man, you still taking vaccinations to this very day
Yep.
because of the people who you taking vaccinations until this very day. They gotta bring your immunity up to theirs, to where you can be around them without getting sick. And no one don't ask that. Well, hold up. Why am I taking vaccinations from smallpox and measles and chicken pox and influenza and all that? Why am I doing that? Oh, because the people who brought it here is still present in their DNA.
Yep. Yeah. Regarding that, I just want to say one thing. If you're here listening and you're open, you have an open mind to this information and you're seeing that it's actually real, then I'm gonna let you know right now. If you're taking vaccines and giving your children vaccines, stop doing that right away. Don't believe what they're telling you. It's poison.
Right.
Stop doing that. You gotta trust. I've done the research, and a lot of people have, and just it's out there. Just Google it, research it yourself. Stop doing it. Don't take these vaccines. Don't be all scared. Don't let them put fear in you. Don't let them force you to vaccinate your kids. Fight it. Fight it, man.
And see what they can see. You can easily Google and see what some of the components they put. Matter of fact, in the vaccination, they show you what they put in the vaccinations. They show you. People just don't fucking read and ask critical questions. Like, hold up, why am I putting detergent, chicken embryo, monkey DNA?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
What is this supposed to help me with?
Yeah.
Well, these are viruses and bacteria in which they're trying to block your immunity or give you some immunity to block your system from catching. So why would you be putting monkey embryo in you? What you doing is you altering your DNA by
That's right.
putting other you putting other animal DNA inside you.
That's
You
right.
understand? You putting other organism DNA, because understand this too, as a nutritionist and as an herbalist, when you put other organisms inside your DNA, which your DNA is always constantly fighting. What happens is the same way when you take cold medicine. When you have a cold and you take cold medicine, most of these cold medicines are so fucking toxic. So as soon as you put it in your system, your body be like, oh, the fuck is this? Oh, nah, we got to deal with this shit now. All right, all right. Let's move on. Let's abandon ship. All right, fuck this cold for now. Let's take care of this. And that's the reason why the cold pop up later on. Again, because the cold was never healed. Or you know what I'm saying? It was never taken care of properly.
It was just suppressed.
That's right. It was just suppressed. And that's what they do with a lot of these chicken pops. And man, listen, how the fuck was we still, when I was young, we had chicken pops. I don't know if kids get chicken pops today, but when I was young, we had chicken pops. That was because it wasn't present in your system. Now they put a little bit in your system to bring your body up to you know what I'm saying, to bring your body up so your body can withstand it. The same thing like a tetanus shot, same thing with tuberculosis. When you get a TB shot, they shoot the actual germ inside you. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, man, you gotta look that shit up, man. And what you can do is you can basically fill out and do like an affidavit and take it and get it notarized and take it to the school principal, because even though that vaccinations are required, they're not mandatory though.
Right.
People don't know that. People think that they mandatory. They can't mandate you to do nothing.
That's
It
right.
ain't mandatory, it's required. And even in school. So you can
Yeah.
say because of your religious belief, which it is your religious beliefs, you have a right to practice holistic medicine or right to practice having a holistic way of life. You don't have
Yeah.
to take on, you know what I'm saying? You have a right.
Yeah.
Some states do give religious exempt forms. I know South Carolina do because I did it for my children. So
Hey,
Yeah.
in my country, they try to force me to vaccinate my kids. They even came to my house talking about that I don't own my kids, the state owns them. And I looked at him like, "What are you talking about, man?" I was like, "I don't own them. You don't own them. The Most High does, and He gave them to me to take care of from
Mm-hmm.
people like you. So don't let anybody tell you what to do with your family, your kids, your health. You know what I mean? Modern medicine, what they do is they go after the symptoms, not the cause. They don't want you to be, healed. That's money. It's business. They don't
Mm-hmm.
want you to be healthy. They want you to be sick constantly. That's why they spray you. That's why they put chemicals in food.
right,
That's why, they have you live in a certain lifestyle that you're acidic. So you put disease in your body all day because you're acidic. You're not eating alkaline foods. They don't teach you these things. They don't teach you nutrition in school or nothing like that. And your ancestors never had any of this. And they had all the herbs and all the medicine. They didn't have no pharmaceutical stuff. You don't need any of that stuff. Stop taking these pills. I know it's hard and it takes a while, but you can do it little by little.
Huh? And
right.
yeah. And that's what you have to do. You have to know basically what a virus is. A virus is any DNA or RNA that inside your system, and that's a DNA or RNA from another organism. You know what I'm saying? So like you have to understand too blood types. The reason why, just like when women have children, if a woman, just for example, right? If a woman have a child, like I'm O negative, okay, I can't receive blood from nobody unless it's another O negative specimen. Okay, so just imagine this. I can basically impregnate any woman because I'm O negative. So I can give blood to any blood type. You understand? I can give blood to any blood type, but I can't take blood from anyone. So same thing to the point to where, let's say somebody A B and you say O positive or whatever. If that person AB gets a woman pregnant that's O positive or O negative, that baby, that woman body is going to try to resist and fight off that person DNA because it's not. That's the reason why women be having all these sicknesses and morning sicknesses and all this, because it be their body trying to fight off their DNA. So a lot of people don't even understand that. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why most of your tribes have the same blood type, because you ate the same foods and you practice the same way of living. But because of all this mixture and all this, because of European that came over here and mixed with us, and now we have all these genetic and all these different mutations of different blood types, as well as different, like these haplogroups come from just mutation of blood types and mixtures of other DNA and RNA inside of another living organism. So that's how most people be getting sick or whatever though. But it's a lot, man. You gotta really study this shit, man. Really understand it. Your body is your responsibility. You shouldn't have to go to a specialist for your body, because if you supposed to know about your body more than how you gonna go to a damn stranger and the stranger telling you, oh well, yeah, this is how. How do a stranger know more about your body than you do? So man, you know what I'm saying? So look, we gonna stop this at Platinum, man. Tomorrow morning, if Jaguar and Brother Colonel, if y'all brothers available, we can continue this, man. I actually gotta go run and go do something, because I was trying to wait for a phone call. This shit never came through, so I'm gonna have to go there in first person before it close. But we at Platinum, and like I said, man, definitely, man, some of these names that you see that's in the Aborigine or some of these tribal names, man, you should be naming your children this, man. Should be taking these names and renaming yourself these names. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? As opposed to you taking African names and naming African names and shit like that. We're not African. And this is what this whole premise and all the shit that's going on now. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I'd like to thank the brother. Well, AP bounced out, but I definitely like to thank Jaguar, man, for always coming through, helping, providing always a good perspective on what we reading or whatever, and giving you guys. So I hope you guys appreciate, as well as the brother Karimio. Go to his page, you know, check out what series are you on in the Aborigine? What part are you on?
Yeah, just uploaded part 7. Y'all can go check it out.
Heavyweight jams, y'all. Heavyweight jams. Heavyweight. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you go subscribe to the brother channel. If you not, most of y'all are subscribed to it, so check the videos out. And like I said, that's what this is about, man. It's not about no ego. I don't have no ego when it comes to this. If a brother put good information, I'm there to learn. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to learn. I'm not here to be banging on my chest. Oh, what I'm doing? No. None of this shit is nobody information. This is we vessels.
Yes.
In which we've been ordained to push this information out. You know what I'm saying? I might be a little more rough around the collar. You might not like my approach or my delivery. Corneo do his a little bit more smoother than me. You have other brothers who delivery is much different from both of ours. You know what I'm saying? This is not about ego. This is not, oh, who's your favorite? Oh, I like this person the most. Get the information and apply it to your life so you'll know your fucking history. So you will stop being taught history by these fake universities and these fake institutions that basically cover up the truth. They don't want you to know that these people came here to take land and for wealth. They don't want you to think they want you. You think they want you to know that? These same people that tell you they ain't got shit to do with slavery, you think they want you to know that? You think they want you to know that? That's what, listen, it says it all. Everywhere you read, it's going to say it. Everywhere you read, even in the children books you're going to read, they're going to say they came here for land and for wealth. They came here for land and wealth, and they came here to colonize you. What do colonization means? You have to start breaking down these words and start understanding what these words mean. How do you settle somewhere that you're not from? I'm just going to settle in your backyard and then get mad at you for you telling me to get out your backyard. So I just move in your backyard, put a motherfucking hammock back there, start a fire, you know what I'm saying? And we chilling. And then when you come home and so you like, yo, who the fuck is you? Oh yeah, man, we just moved in, we get settled here. And you like, nah, B, you gonna have to go. And then you like, what? Oh, we're not going nowhere. And then that's when all of the problems start. All the problems start when you start resisting. When you start resisting their offer or their same shit happens now to this very day. It's the same shit happening. The same shit happening.
Right.
Well, people don't want to talk about it because this shit is not popular to talk about. It's gonna rattle some feathers. And people mostly gonna be looking like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Nah, we need to know this history. We need to know this history. History need to be put out there. Whether you want to keep on lying about what's going on, that's the reason why they tell you that most of the people own the land and you own no land. Because they took your land from you. You don't own no land because they took it. And then chase you off your land and acting like, oh, there was this other, like, you know, like even with the KKK. Even when you start dealing with a lot of these militia groups, which the KKK is a militia group or whatever, and a lot of these militia groups had government assistant or government or public servants that was posing, that was basically doing what's best for the greater of the whole. And this is when you get your racism, white supremacy, and you get your white supremacy from. Because if the settlers was white, and then the people who basically put the government together was white, then you have it right there. Who you think their best interest is? Now it's all about, oh, you work this job so you can provide to keep this economy and to keep this company moving. Because the United States ain't nothing but a company. That's all it is. Ain't nothing but a LLC or a corporation, which is another form of a company. You know what I'm saying? So I said, man, shout out to the brothers for coming through. I'm gonna definitely change this title because I started really ranting on talking about the history of Tennessee and the mound builders. But like I said, the brother Cormier, get with me on this. We can definitely go in on this. And I definitely will enjoy having the brother build on this. And like I said, if you see any of that, man, when you want to put any of your videos, man, you already know.
Yeah.
Hey, man, do what you need to do, bro.
I got a upcoming series that's gonna be called Forbidden History, Forbidden Archaeology, America, the True Old World, and that one's gonna have all this info, man. We're setting the record straight. We're gonna show you why we keep saying this, why I'm talking this one, and A, B, and Jaguar keep reminding you that everything started over here. I'm gonna show you all this why. We're gonna put it all together, and keep listening to A1 because he knows what he's talking about, man. I'm trying to tell you everything that he mentions. I go research it, and and it opens up a whole new perspective for me. His channel, every other person's channel, even this series from Indigenous American to African American. I had a lot of info, but when I saw your video when you did the census thing, when you showed that the numbers didn't match and all that, that sealed it for me. I'm like, oh, gave me the confidence to go ahead and do it because I knew this was true. So, that's.
And also remember this too. The British did not bring Africans here, man. And this is the most easiest thing to really think about it. If the British is warming with the Portuguese, French, and Spanish, if they're warming with them, what countries sit right on the coast of Africa? Now, it would be an oxymoron to say that they went all the way around Europe and went all the way around and came. They didn't have the resource to do that. That shit probably would have took years to do. So the only way that you could come, and then like you said, you have to understand too, the maps is upside down. The way we get Africa is upside down. Africa is not the way that it is on the map. And we don't really honestly know where any of these places is at. I'm not going front.
Right, man, because you know how I hit you, man. Like Africa and South America is like two identical countries, like continents. Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
bro,
motherfuckers look just alike.
That's right. For all we know, Africa might be in South America. For all we know, these people are are professional liars, man. Africa might be, because think about it like this, right? How the fuck half of South America ain't even been conquered? They haven't even went through half of South America. Not less how they just found something in Guatemala. Now, Guatemala ain't even as big as Brazil or whatever. But how they just found all these structures in Guatemala if y'all already then went through because of the rainforest? So we don't know. We don't really know what the hell is going on. We only know what we can basically prove and what these people tell you. And like I said, Africa's upside down. And for my understanding, Egypt might be pointing towards the Americas as opposed to being pointing towards Europe. It might be because when you look at Africa, Africa is upside down, bro. Now, like I said, that would make that map. So everything must have to be upside down. Either everything is upside down, or what they showing us is not correct in what we seeing, man. So, man, like I said, man, shout out to everybody, man, for coming through, man. I definitely appreciate it. Like I said, if you want to donate to the documentary, Culture Freedom, Hidden Cultures of America. I did ask the brother Cormel to be in it, man. I definitely would love to come and interview you, man, if you want to be in it, man. I definitely need you to be in this, man, because you know what I'm saying, your research is extensive. I reached out to other brothers, but maybe we might be having a little miscommunication with that. But listen, you as good as any of these other brothers, if not better, because your research, you just don't research one particular tribe. We research the Americas. And what the archaeologists and anthropology, as well as the mounds, the pyramids, and all of the structures that was found here, what are they telling us? That's what we research. We don't just research, okay, yeah, you know what your family told you. That's wonderful. But now, what is the people who've been here excavating this land telling you? What tell you? What does the Conquista tell you? What did the Jesuits tell you? Because them are the people who ultimately know who you are. So with that being said, man, if you like to donate, you already know my PayPal is in the description, as well if you like to cop yourself something from my t-shirt spring, my t-shirt spring app or whatever. Go ahead, cop yourself something, man. Represent for your culture, man. Because you see brothers walking around with Africa, walking around with African shit on them and all this other stuff, man. Represent for Mother America, man. Because like you said, as long as you deny your moms, man, you're gonna always have the luck and the bad ventures that we run across, man. You know what I'm saying? You start claiming your land, you start claiming who you are, man. And that's part of the spell. Part of the spell is for us to believe that we from Africa. And like I said, they were trying to send you. If they brought you from Africa, why would they go through the trouble to send you back? And then send you back to places where you already said, so you already said it was people in Sierra Leone and Liberia, but why the fuck when people got there wasn't shit there? There was no fucking, and man, listen, it's a lot, man. It's a lot with this research, it's a lot with this information, and you guys gotta take from what we doing and just go on your own path and just go into yourself and really start studying and start looking up some if this stuff is important to you. So with that being said, man, shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to everybody for coming through. I appreciate everybody, man. And like I said, shout out to Cormel, shout out to my brother Jack, shout out to AP, man. AP got up out of here a little early, though. But yeah, we definitely be back here tomorrow. Man, if you're not doing nothing in the morning, man, we'd love to have you come through, man.
All right, yeah. Just hit me
you
up.
can narrate some of this. You can write, because we gonna go all the way through with this, man. I know that this is your work right here or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Definitely you can pretty much explain it a lot better than some of us can, man. You know, I skimmed through most of it. I've read through a lot of it, but I'm quite sure you're a little bit more familiar with some of this research, man. So, like I said, tomorrow morning, you're not doing nothing. Love to have you through. Around like 9:30, 10ish or whatever. Or I have Jag just hit you up, man. Or I got your email right here. Or I just email you myself, man. And we can run through this, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Definitely, man. So if you want to let any of the people, we got 123 people in, please hit the thumb. Please listen, I'm not the person. I'm not doing this for entertainment purposes. The only reason why I tell you to hit the thumb up button, because this will be a trending video and this will be something that people run across. We just showed you the places, names of a lot of these ancient names. This is something you need to know. You need to know. You know Africa ancient names, don't you? You need to know the ancient names of the Americas.
That's right.
So brothers want to tell you where these people can find you at, man. I mean, go right ahead, man.
Yeah, man. I'm Jaguar, originally Jaguar Olmec. Y'all know, you know what I'm saying? If you might have to type that in to actually get to my page, but or you maybe can type it in with the Astro Star. I added the Astro Star because I am a star. And I'm here trying to wake up all the other stars that I know that we are. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm doing the Atlantis build right now. I'm a little slow with it because of working and dealing with the family and the community. You know, really making sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing before I try to tell y'all what to do. That's my main thing. You know, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not a liar. You know, I ain't no troll. I'm not even really a YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real life of really just trying to reach out to the people so we can really keep it going and expanding, man. And much respect to you, A1. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AP, man. Look, that's big little bro because he like the youngest one out of all of us, man. And he go, if not harder than hell, I know he go harder than I do, man, because I have to spend my time on so much other stuff, but we all got our part, man. So yeah, check me out. Check out everybody else, man. And I'm gonna let Corey Mayo do his thing.
Yeah, man. Just find me Kurimeo, Kurimeo. Just put it on Google. You'll see all the things that pop up. You can find me on 432 The Draw Radio, on YouTube, on Instagram, Google Plus. Hit me up. If you know my email, it's all over the place. It's on my channel. Hit me up if you want. Let's build. Support everybody. Support Jaguar AP. Tribe Up. Tribe Vibes. The team in Tribe Vibes and everybody, man. Just all the brothers in UK. Support them too. I mean, they're not as large as us in the US or in America, but they're trying to get the word out there as well. Big ups to DJ Gambler and his crew over there, Copper Hot Step, and Ghost and Tomahawk. You know, uh, we got Ron, we got Jaguar, we got A1, AP. We're all building on the sidelines and in the cut. We talking all day, every day, and we're always building. All right, so know that this is people that are doing this because they have a passion for it. They want the truth to come out. We don't want to be enslaved anymore. We don't want to be working or living under a corporation. We want the land back. We want to be able to drink from the rivers. We want to clean and heal. And that's what this is all for. The time has come. This is all supposed to happen. This ain't because we woke up and started finding out information. No, it was just about to happen. And we were sent here to get the message out. So believe that and know that. Know that you're ancient, you're special. There's a lot of history in you. All right. And it's not about religions or Bibles and stuff, but there is a lot of history in you.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. And like he said, Ghost and Ron Redbird and brother Tomahawk, man. Listen, y'all want to come on and do a build, man. That's what I've been trying to tell y'all for months, man. If you brothers want to come on, anybody, let's get at least one night a month where we can have a motherfucking Wu-Tang a build like our brothers that's Aborigine, man. The same way these brothers be having these builds talking about women and the manosphere and all this goofy shit. The same way we need to have a entire build on Aborigine. Everybody that just you ain't got to give away everything, but just give away some stories, man, where we can just build and have a nice panel of people on there to where we all agree and we all talking about, we all learning from, man. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, y'all already got my email. If not, my email is chief. It's CHIEF Atanchan, AUTOCHTHON at AOL.com. Email me. Email me if you want to be in Culture Freedom, the Hidden Cultures of America. Send me some video footage. It ain't gotta be long. It could just be, boom, my name is such and such. Tell me your tribe, and we can go from there, man. You know what I'm saying? If you would like to be in it, so we can get this done, man. I really appreciate you guys. And I really want people to be involved, especially people that come through and sit here and listen to the information, man. And
Yeah,
like I said,
we want more women too, man. We need our feminine energy to come along. We really need more of y'all than men to be on this page, because if y'all really knew and expanded this thing, some of these men gonna fall in line, because they looking for that real in-depth truth that's gonna help us out, man. Because I know it helped me. So a lot of y'all women out there, man, shout out to y'all, man. Make sure y'all, come on in. Let's do it.
no doubt, no doubt. And like I said, we'll be back tomorrow, man. Like I said, I'll be doing these periodically, man, according to how the information, the spirits move me. And also, yeah, I got still get in touch with the brother, Pete Kanyan or whatever, and I still want to do a bill with him, as well as a lot of other people who I've been reaching out to that I've been trying to get in touch with, but people haven't emailed me back. I was trying to get in touch with Tasha Shay, as well as the brother Tomahawk Tribe or whatever. Like I said, I would love to start having brothers come on here where we can start just interviewing. You can start giving your bill and start letting people know, man. Like, don't just, I'm not the only person doing this. We have plenty of other brothers doing it. But when I'm saying some of you brothers who be in these back chats, I've been on some of these back chats listening. And I'm like, yo, this is videos we can be doing, that we can be putting this information and getting this information out. Fuck having these secret back chat conversations. Let's start building, and so people can get this information, because I'll be listening to stuff and I'll be learning from stuff, man. My brother Jersey77, his little ass man never come through, man. Email me Jersey77 so we can talk about, some of the stuff we be talking about behind the scenes, man.
Yeah, get on his ass, because he's supposed to been on panels, man.
Yeah, man, he bullshitting Jersey77, man. You better not come back to Jersey, man. I don't want to see your ass. Now, that's my man and shit, man. But Jersey77, hit me up, man. You got my email, you got my number and everything, man. Hit me up, man. You know what I'm saying? So we can get some stuff up front, man. We ain't got to be in these back chats, man. I open my platform up. Like I said, you brothers want to talk about this stuff. But like I said, email me. We can do this shit. Every Sunday, we can find a day out of the week to do this or whatever, where we can just have a bill for the Aborigines, man. So with that being said, man, I'm about to get up out of here, man. And you already know what it is. You already know where to find me at. You know where to find the brothers, Cormel, as well as brother Jaguar Omek, as well as the brother AP. So with that being said, I am the Tonsinist one. You are the Tonsinist Aborigines of North, South, Central America, as well as the conjoining islands. So with that being said, love and light, peace to all the Aborigines. Like I said, if you want to donate anything, and shout out to everybody who have donated. I love y'all. I appreciate all the brothers and sisters who, because your money is your energy. Your monetary gain is your energy. So you had to put energy in to receive them Federal Reserve notes, or them the notes that you wired through the PayPal account. So I definitely appreciate y'all. Like I said, this documentary will get out. I already have a lot of footage, whatever, and I am putting together a real brief trailer of how we're going to do this or whatever. And you gotta see, you'll see the work yourself, y'all. The shit is going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. So with that being said, I'm the Tonsinist one, yo. Love and light to y'all. Peace.